It's no secret that big three-row SUVs are licenses to print money. And Hyundai's newest entry into that segment, the Palisade, is exactly that, a license to print money. They are going to sell every single one that they can make.
True enough, true enough. And the Buick Enclave Avenir edition,
fancy,
very fancy, has been a solid seller for Buick for the last dozen years. In 2018, it received a total refresh. It's a second generation model. This is the Avenir, which is the highest expression of Buick luxury.
Apparently.
Apparently. And it is going up against a new contender. So basically what we're going to do is going to test the newcomer versus an established make. But also, because Buick is supposedly a premium brand, and as I said earlier, the Avenir is the highest expression of Buick luxury, can the Palisade compete with a premium priced vehicle?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's hop in.
Let's do it.
Well, old dude, here we find ourselves in the 2019 Buick Enclave Avenir.
3.6 liter V6, 310 horsepower, 9-speed automatic transmission. This is all-wheel drive.
Yes, it is. It is a very, very smooth, very quiet three-row crossover. It has to be. It's a Buick.
It is a Buick. It is for the older clientele.
Such as yourself.
Such as myself.
Yeah,
I am probably the demographic. But you're right. I mean, with Buick's quiet tuning package, this thing is the epitome of smooth.
It rides very well. It sort of falls apart when you start looking at the infotainment system, because this isn't GM's updated system. It's still one generation behind, so you're kind of dealing with slightly outdated graphics. Now, towing capacity between the Enclave and the Palisade it's
about 5,000 pounds.
Yeah, but the Enclave is bigger inside.
Yes, it is, by about 0.2 of a meter. You have better headroom. Interestingly, you don't have as good leg room, not in the first and second rows, though in the third row, you do have more leg room in the Enclave as compared to the Palisade. You have much more cargo room.
You do. You really do.
Yeah.
If you want a nice three-row SUV that feels nice, it's nice and upscale on the inside, it's actually really tough to beat the Enclave. The problem is, as equipped, the Enclave tops out at about $65,000, and that is not cheap.
No, considering it starts at $48,000 for a base Enclave non-Avenir.
Front-wheel drive too.
Front-wheel drive too. One thing I don't like about the Enclave, the transmission. Not the transmission per se, but the shift lever.
Pick your poison. You want this, or do you want the Palisade's button shifter?
I kind of like the Palisade's button shifter.
We can talk about that more when we hop into the Palisade. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
This is Hyundai's third
attempt at a mid-size three-row crossover.
Third time's a charm, right?
Third time is a charm.
I can see that. This is very upscale.
It is.
It's very
It
nice.
is. I mean, particularly the interior, in comparison with the Enclave all black, this two-tone with it is plastic, but a nice looking wood trim. I know this Palisade is powered by a 3.8 liter V6, 291 horsepower, 8-speed automatic.
That's right.
All-wheel drive with terrain and drive modes.
Yes, so you can toggle between the usual, comfort, sport, and smart modes.
And eco.
As well as settings for the all-wheel drive system. So what, you got snow, you got mud, and you also have sand.
Right.
It's Hyundai's standard, ever-intuitive infotainment system. It's easy to use. It's a bit faster than the Enclave, I find, and the graphics are a little clearer, especially when you switch on the 360-degree camera. That's It's a bit higher res than the Enclave.
What I really like is the side view cameras that come on when you turn your turn signals on. The only issue I have is that the view shows up in the instrumentation panel and not on the center console screen, which is much larger. I like this the way it's equipped. I'm really happy. I'd be happy driving this. So let's wrap it up here. Look, I like the Buick.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. It's my demographic, apparently. But it's super quiet. It's very smooth. It is a larger vehicle, therefore it has more cargo room and more legroom.
The Hyundai Palisade does everything the Enclave does just as well and for a lot less money.
Absolutely, that is the big thing.
At the end of the day, it comes down to value, and the Palisade delivers that in spades.
Feature for feature, price, drivability, absolutely, I agree.
And there you have it. The Hyundai Palisade takes it. For Driving.ca, I'm Nick Trajanis.
For Driving.ca, I'm Brian Harper.
And don't forget to subscribe.